God cross to take my mans out, just kill yourself. In the trenches, 40 on my hip, I had to fix my belt.
What's good, YouTube? Now I'm saying, it's your boy Kind.
It's your boy Jumpman Jdot.
We back with a video, y'all. This particular video right here, bro. It's gonna end all the debate, everything. What y'all talking about in the comments, all that stuff. We got Jordan versus LeBron, the best GOAT comparison, bro.
See, look, hold on, hold me back, bro. Before y'all get on my about saying that stuff about LeBron, bro. I meant it. I'm not sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sorry.
All right. Okay.
Jordan is good. I'm not saying he not, bruh. And it's crazy he doing all this crazy stuff, dunking on all the bigs. He just 6'6", $150. But LeBron doing what a little guy's doing. He big and heavy. Now it's like I said in the comments, it's like how everybody going crazy over Wembanyama. He big doing little guy stuff. That's the same thing. Right? Wembanyama's Yao Ming doing Kobe's moves. Everybody going crazy over that. Same way with LeBron. He big, the size of Larry Johnson doing what Michael Jordan was doing. You know what I'm saying? Jumping high as hell, head, neck over the rim, just to catch it and put it back down. Like what?
Okay.
Anyways.
Okay. So yeah, y'all. We gonna end all this debate and all that. It's a 32-minute video, y'all. And I'm saying, y'all get y'all snacks, get your popcorn, get everything you need.
This junk long. Y'all better sit down, relax.
And relax, bro. And just
eat y'all food, watch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, if you get straight to this bed. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Subscribe to the F Woods Twins. You already know. Recording. Alright, let's get to this bed. Make sure they eye them up. I'm saying, yes. Okay. Whoa. Okay, they ain't talking right now.
Yeah, I don't even think it's better right now.
Okay, they're just showing this. Okay. Nobody was trying to jump with none.
No, fuck no. Nobody was trying to jump with that shit.
Shit.
Damn.
Getting the heck up. Hey.
Yeah. Give me that bitch.
Give me that bitch.
Give me that bitch.
Give me that. The freak.
This for the people that say LeBron couldn't play defense, bro. That shit's weird, bro. That shit's weird, bro. This is in the finals, bro. Game 5, bro. Talking about LeBron can't play defense, bro.
You blocked that guy, man.
Come on, guys.
When he gonna start talking now? Sorry, right here.
Yeah, so
okay, that's coming out. Go analyze this.
LeBron versus Jordan. It's a debate that has captured the public's attention for the last several years, especially after this moment in 2016, when LeBron James beat the Golden State Warriors to win the 3rd championship of his career. In LeBron's own words,
that one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
On God. Now let's explain that real quick. 73-9.
No, the Golden
State Warriors, 73-9 Warriors, bro.
Oh yeah.
Best team ever, literally in the books. The only other team was the Bulls that went 72-10, right?
Yeah, so, but it's the thing is though, he beat the Warriors when it was like, it was stacked though, bro.
Exactly, they was stacked in a bitch. Everybody was at their prime. Curry was shooting from 85 feet.
Oh God.
Clay dropping 60 with 2 dribbles. Like Draymond Green everybody was going crazy. They had Sean Livingston. They had everybody.
They had me.
Anyways, like I was saying, and on top of that, they was getting their ass whooped the whole series up into that 3-1. Now, not only did you lost and then came back, like that was the best team, the best scoring team. Like, that team could get buckets on
Wait,
anybody.
was this when he came at 3-1?
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's crazy, bro. Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, it don't even matter if he
Kyrie
had
was
6
getting buckets
titles.
too, bro.
He beat the best. He came back and beat the best team ever
Kyrie
in the
was
finals.
getting
And Kyrie, for
Kyrie was
sure.
getting super. Dude, everybody was
Him
getting
and
buckets.
Kyrie, 1-2 punch.
Okay.
So I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time.
But did it? Is everything since that moment simply icing on LeBron's cake?
I'm not gonna lie, because all of Jordan's finals appearances, like, he dominated the whole time. I understand that, but like, he also didn't go against the greatest team all time because his team was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was kind of easy for him because like he had him, Scottie,
Only if, bro.
Horace Grant,
Bro. I think if I make it such a hard debate, bro, is because they play in 2 different eras.
They played 2 different eras.
So,
One
like,
talent, like one is like.
Bro.
It was like one era was like, okay, everybody in this bitch is good, physical, you know, like talented. But then like this generation, they took that and then times it by 2 and didn't put their own little mix to it. So now it's like a whole different game where everybody doing what everybody was doing then, but better. Everybody, even the people we think are ass, are really probably better than the people in the past. Honestly, I don't know, but
Destined to finish his career in Michael Jordan's shadow. We've all heard the arguments from LeBron supporters.
He's bigger, he's stronger, he's faster, he's more durable.
And from Jordan supporters.
Michael Jordan was merely 6-0 with 6 MVPs in the finals.
But
that's everybody's defense. Everybody literally, that's
6-0. Shit.
that's a good record though, but
That's a good record.
I'm not even gonna say a easy NBA, but I'll say easier than today's NBA for sure.
It's just I don't want to say, bro. If they was just playing at the same time era, but I feel like there wouldn't be a debate like this. You know, you really could see who.
Yeah, there was like an actual basketball
But, like,
game.
it's-
Like, yeah. The closest we got was Kobe and
As
LeBron.
the pundits make it seem.
Yeah.
There are a number of factors relevant in determining the greatest basketball player of all time. In fact, I would say there are 5 things that really matter when determining the GOAT of any sport. These criteria are, in no particular order, accomplishments, longevity, winning, statistics, and what we'll refer to in this video as the eye test. And to be the GOAT, you don't need to be the best in any specific category, but you need to be pretty good across the board.
Hey,
So simply winning 7 championships, like Robert Horry did, isn't enough to get you into the conversation. When we're finished with this video, it'll be plainly obvious that one guy comes out on top. But before we get started, I want to clarify that this is not a comparison of legacies. It's about who was the better basketball player. If we were talking about legacies, Jordan's is nearly untouchable. Not only
no
did he
cap.
lead
And I
basketball
feel like
Yeah.
that's what everybody is looking at. His
Yeah.
legacy. Obviously,
For sure.
Jordan is bigger than LeBron. LeBron used to look up to Jordan.
Oh, God,
Everybody
though.
got Jordans. Everybody like, of course, his name
I'm
bigger than.
I'm sponsored by Jordan too, but keep going.
Any,
I thought we spit the facts.
you not.
I am, bro.
Anyways, obviously Jordan's name is just bigger. Everybody knows who Michael Jordan is, okay? Everybody. Even niggas in China, probably in Russia.
popularity, he helped transform Nike into an empire, changed the way players played and how they dressed, and he even made it cool for guys to be bald. And while those things certainly contribute to MJ's iconic status, they don't make him a better player on the court. So let's evaluate the criteria that matter, and we'll start with individual accomplishments.
Okay, talk to me.
Take a look. Jordan had more regular season MVPs,
For sure.
twice as many finals MVPs, 9 more
Shit. Scoring titles, shit.
Yeah. But that was because Michael Jordan is a pure, not a pure scorer, but he's more of a scorer than what LeBron was.
NBA All Defense.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he was locking shit up.
Okay, All-Star team. Okay, LeBron got more on that one.
For sure.
Hold on, let's turn off the
He-
subtitles. I can't really see them.
titles, and several more selections to the NBA's all-defensive team, including once being named Defensive Player of the Year.
Nice.
LeBron has more All-Star appearances, but that's largely due to his having played more seasons.
Yeah.
In fact, when
Right.
taking into account retirements and major injuries, Jordan essentially played 13 seasons, compared to 17 seasons for LeBron, making Jordan's significant lead in accomplishments all the more impressive. And that's to say nothing of MJ's brilliant college career, which saw him twice named All-American and once awarded College Player of the Year, at a time when the country's best players actually went to college. So regardless of whether you're a LeBron fan or MJ fan, you have to give the accomplishments checkmark to Jordan.
Yeah.
The second criteria in our GOAT analysis is longevity. And this one is also a no-brainer, but this time in favor of LeBron. Not only has LeBron played more seasons in the league, but he's had a longer peak than Jordan. Jordan's peak lasted about 10 years, whereas LeBron's peak has lasted 16 years and is still going. And he's been incredibly durable during that time, missing significant time to injury only in 2019. That said, the claim that LeBron has been much more durable than Michael has been a bit overblown. Consider that Jordan played in at least 80 regular season games 11 times in his career, including all 82 games an incredible 9 times. Compare that to LeBron, who played in at least 80 regular season games just twice, and in all 82 games just once. So both LeBron...
But that was just a new game, though, because people wasn't really doing the load management. Nobody was really thinking about playoff. Because, I don't know, people got hurt in the playoffs more around this time.
I feel like they got better technology now.
Yeah.
For sure. To help niggas out, and shit like
sure.
that. For sure.
High marks for their durability. But durability aside, the bottom line is that LeBron has sustained his level of excellence for a much longer period of time than Jordan, which puts the longevity checkmark squarely in LeBron's corner.
Okay, 1-1 right now. It's 1-1 right now.
I agree to that.
Okay, this man's spitting in this video for now. Oh, it was freaking paused. What the freak?
That brings us to the third GOAT criteria, winning.
That's Michael Jordan.
As we all know, Jordan won 6 championships. LeBron has won 3. Jordan is 6-0 in the NBA Finals. LeBron is 3-6. Yes, LeBron has made the finals 9 times compared to only 6 times for Jordan. But let's not pretend that making the finals is the same thing, or even close to the same thing, as winning a title. Take a prime example from another sport, the Buffalo Bills. They're the only team in NFL history to appear in 4 consecutive Super Bowls. But is there a single player or fan of that team that wouldn't trade all 4 of those appearances for just 1 Super Bowl win?
Nice.
Frankly, talk to any fan whose team lost the season's final game and ask them how they felt afterward. Almost universally, their feelings are of sadness, anger, and disappointment.
Gosh, no.
And that's just the fans. For players, those feelings are only magnified. Listen to Charles Barkley talk about losing in the NBA Finals.
And I was just in shock when it was over because I was frustrated because I couldn't wheel my team past Michael and the Bulls. And first of all, I don't think I've ever gotten over it, number one. But that was traumatic, and it's painful.
So we can all start with this false equivalence between winning the championship and finishing runner-up. In the words of Herm Edwards,
you play to win the game.
Thanks.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Now back to Jordan and LeBron. As mentioned, on basketball's biggest stage, the NBA Finals, Jordan was 6-0. LeBron was 3-6. And frankly, that doesn't even show how lopsided their records really are. In terms of individual finals games, Jordan was 24-11. LeBron is 18-31. And that's because in 4 of his 6 finals losses, LeBron's team hasn't even been competitive. Twice he got swept, and 2 other times he lost 4 games to 1.
But look at these teams!
Oh, God, bro.
These stacked in a hole!
J.R. Smith sold like a hoe that
me. Warriors with Kevin Durant. We got Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Danny Green, Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard.
Finals by margin of loss in NBA history. Of course, LeBron fans will tell you that the only reason for LeBron's 4 finals record is that his competition was so tough. Ironically, some of these same fans criticized Jordan for losing early in his career to a Celtics team stacked with 5 Hall of Famers. And they conveniently gloss over the fact that LeBron reached the finals so many times in part because the competition in his own conference was so weak. During the vast majority of his career, LeBron played in what many dubbed the Leastern Conference because the East was so much weaker than the West. On the other hand, during Jordan's playing days, the East was generally considered the stronger conference, as Jordan had to battle through hard-fought rivalries against the Bad Boy Pistons, Patrick Ewing's Knicks, the Shaq Penny-led Magic, and Reggie Miller's Pacers.
Yeah. Okay, alright, so if you put it like that, I'm not gonna lie, because that's not kind of true. Yeah. Like, in the East, low-key look got some mid teams at that one point in time, bro.
Yeah.
In the West, had the Warriors and shit, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only competition they really had was, like...
I'm trying to think of that
the
time.
Bulls. The Bulls with Joakim Noah and Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Butler.
I don't know about... Yeah, that'll be it, probably.
Maybe the Celtics. With Paul Pierce. Tony Allen. Ray Allen. Like, yeah, that's really it. Mavs, maybe. Ooh, shit.
I won't argue with you, but let's also not blow it out of proportion.
Ooh, give me that.
If you look at the average number of wins of their finals opponents, you'll see that LeBron's finals opponents averaged 60.8 wins per season, whereas Jordan's finals opponents averaged 61.2 wins per season. So as it turns out, both players face stiff competition in the finals.
That's so tough with the
But a big reason we don't hold the 93 Suns, the 96 Sonics, or the 98 Jazz in the same regard as some of LeBron's finals opponents is because, unlike LeBron's adversaries, Jordan's opponents never actually won the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Which goes to my original point, that the difference between winning the title and finishing runner-up is huge. And the reason those teams never won the title? This guy.
Okay.
Look, I'm not trying to say that Jordan's opponents were as good as the Warriors teams that LeBron faced 4 times in the finals. The truth is that Jordan never played a juggernaut quite like that. But there's a pretty good reason for that. Jordan's Bulls were the juggernaut. They were the team winning 70-plus games. They were the team with the target on their back every year.
They got confetti coming out the...
70-plus games.
God was a freak.
Dang. Every year. And as the Warriors showed us, that's not an easy place to be. As great as the Warriors were, they were never able to string together 3 consecutive championships. Jordan's Bulls did it twice. So what's the greater achievement? Beating the juggernaut or being the juggernaut? Or to be more specific, beating the juggernaut 1 time out of the 4 times you faced them? Or being the juggernaut year after year after year?
He got a point.
Oh, God, I thought he got a point.
Year after year after year. There's no doubt that LeBron's victory over the 73-win Warriors was the highlight of his career. But it's not the first time that an underdog has won the championship. And there actually have been much bigger underdogs who ended up winning the title. But how many times have we seen a player lead his team to 6 championships in 8 years? Prior to Jordan's Bulls, only Bill Russell's Celtics ever accomplished that feat in the NBA, when they incredibly won 11 championships in 13 seasons.
Dang!
They only went 2 years without losing?
Bro, he got all the hoes, bro. What the whole team got hoes. The coaching staff got hoes. What the fuck?
Bro, for real, 11, a whole decade without losing.
What? I wouldn't know how to act, nigga. What the fuck?
I feel like that nigga forever.
Nobody can tell me nothing.
Nothing. Don't tell me what to do. I work here too, bro. I won't get it anywhere.
Oh, God, bro.
I won't get it anywhere about anything, bro. Get everything for free.
Playoffs, so it was considerably easier to win a title.
Give me that bitch.
And no player, not even Bill Russell, ever had a run of winning 25 of 26 playoff series, as Michael Jordan did. And Michael's pattern of winning goes beyond the NBA. Let's not forget that Jordan has never won anything but gold in the Olympics, and he also earned an NCAA championship, in which he hit the first of 2 iconic championship-winning shots in his career. All that is to say, when it comes to winning,
Michael Jordan.
The checkmark clearly goes to Jordan.
X, okay. They 2-1, but he put an ass up in that motherfucker.
Me. To be honest, Kevin Durant better than both of them niggas.
Man, being honest, I'm really better than all of them.
Watch out. Like I was saying, Kevin Durant better than both of them, but he just not a winner. He just don't. He haven't won that much. So.
Statistics. This one is a bit more complicated. I mean, how do you statistically evaluate 2 players who play in different eras under different rules and different positions? One way of doing it is to simply look at the 8 traditional statistics of basketball. Points, assists, rebounds, steals, blocks, field goal percentage, free throw percentage, and turnovers. And we'll focus on per-game stats rather than cumulative stats, since cumulative stats such as total career points and total career assists really speak to longevity, which is already its own category of the GOAT analysis.
You running like that?
God.
On the other hand, is more of an
Get up.
apples to
Ooh,
apples
ooh,
comparison.
shit.
So looking at the 8 traditional stats, we see that Jordan leads LeBron in 5 of them: points per game, steals per game, blocks per game, free throw percentage, and fewer turnovers. LeBron leads in the other 3.
Alright, we back, y'all. But hold on real quick. I ain't gonna lie. I really thought, like, I didn't know probably Jordan would have more blocks than him in science.
Yeah, for real.
I'm not gonna lie.
But if you
But low
think
key
about it,
easy enough.
yeah, I was just
he
gonna
be jumping
say,
with everything.
we seen no highlights to know he get them blocks. He get them blocks.
I ain't gonna lie, but it's low-key close, though.
Hella close, hella close.
It's low-key close, I'm not gonna
It's only
lie.
a few off,
Rebounds per game,
like
field goal percentage.
7.7 off.
Okay.
But that's a pretty simplistic way of looking at statistics. What if we instead turn to analytics? Probably the most well-known analytics stat is player efficiency rating, or PER for short.
Michael Jordan was definitely more
This
efficient.
metric was
He shot a lot
created
of
by
mid-range.
respected basketball analyst John Hollinger to give an overall rating to a player's performance based on traditional stats like the ones we just mentioned. Jordan has led the league in PER 7 times, LeBron 6 times. Jordan has finished top 3 in PER 10 times, LeBron 9 times.
Dang, they right
In fact,
there.
Jordan has the highest career PER in both the regular season and the playoffs.
Them bitches so
Bro, they're
close.
so freaking close,
Like,
man.
it's literally by this much
That's
every
how
time.
you know, like, it's like a like, it's like,
Jordan has led the league in win shares 8 times, LeBron 5 times. Jordan has finished top 3 in win shares 11 times, LeBron 6 times. And when it comes to win shares per 48 minutes, Jordan has the highest career rating in both the regular season and the playoffs. What about box plus minus? Until recently, LeBron was actually ahead of Jordan in career box plus minus. But after the 2017 season gave Russell Westbrook the greatest single season box
Oh, shit,
the
Russ.
season gave Russell Westbrook the greatest single season box plus minus in history by a wide margin.
Damn.
The architect of box plus minus realized that the stat was fundamentally flawed, so he made some changes to improve its formula.
whoa, that's copyrighted
Audio
right there. He tweaking,
both
boy.
the regular season and the playoffs.
He ain't fooling me.
And lastly, what about value over replacement player, which on its face seems to favor LeBron James? Well, value over replacement player is a cumulative stat, and as previously noted, cumulative stats speak more to longevity than they do game-to-game dominance. That said, according to value over replacement player, Jordan owns 6 of the
Dang,
9 greatest
Jordan!
individual seasons
That
ever
man
played.
took up the whole list.
On a per game basis, MJ's career rating in value over replacement player is the highest of all time in both the regular season and the playoffs. Are you noticing a theme here? Not only does Jordan beat LeBron in every ratable analytic stat, he consistently ranks as the best ever across the board.
Okay, damn.
Before we move on from analytics, I want to mention a lesser-known stat called game score, another brainchild of John Hollinger. Game score measures a player's performance in a single game, so it won't tell us who's had the better career, but it does provide insight into who's had the greatest games. Now, we only have game score stats since 1983, so you won't see any mentions of Wilt Chamberlain here. That said, of the 100 highest game scores ever recorded,
Michael Jordan, for
19
sure.
of them belong to Michael
Why
Jordan.
nigga do a score?
In other words,
Okay.
nearly 1 out of every 5 of the best single-game performances over the last 4 decades
Ooh,
has been by
That's that
MJ.
motherfucker though.
That includes the highest game score of all time for Jordan's 69.18 rebound masterpiece. Comparatively, LeBron has had only 3 of the top 100 game scores. When discussing the GOAT, Nick Wright is fond of asking this question.
The aliens come down. You have 1 game to save humanity. Who's your first pick in the history of the world?
LeBron.
We
Makai.
have our answer.
Makai different. Stop. Stop. What you mean? Stop. What you mean, bruh? Bro. I thought we was thinking whoever was gonna take the it's me.
Bro, watch out, bro. My top 3 people I'm picking is LeBron, Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain. Give me whoever you want. Give me any Martian you want. I got my Martians.
Now that
Yeah.
I've finished telling you in numbers, let's be real. Hardly anyone watching this video knows how to calculate.
Whoa, bruh. Stop with these freaking
So
movie
let's go
jumps.
back to the traditional stats that we all know and understand. But this time, let's add context to them. What do I mean by context? Well, some positions are simply better than others at racking up certain stats. Let's take rebounding as an example. In a vacuum, if we simply compare the number of rebounds per game of Brook Lopez and Jason Kidd, we might think that Lopez was the better rebounder. The truth is, relative to their positions, Lopez is statistically one of the worst rebounding centers in NBA history, whereas Kidd is statistically one of the best rebounding guards in NBA history. But even a poor rebounding center can grab more rebounds than a great rebounding guard solely by virtue of their...
Man! Who the frick is this, Brook Lopez?
It better not be, bro.
Bro, who the frick is this, dog?
Bro, I smacked the freaking heck out of
Bro,
him,
dunk that bitch.
So it makes sense that, to understand the context of a player's stats, we should compare them to the respective positions that they played.
Okay,
Comparing
that's
LeBron
valid.
James to the other small forwards who have played at least 500 NBA games, this is where he ranks. Overall, that's pretty impressive. Now let's see how Jordan compares to all shooting guards who have played at least 500 NBA games.
I'm guessing number one's everywhere.
As good as LeBron is compared to other small forwards, Jordan is on another level when compared to other shooting guards. He's darn near the top of every major statistical category, and there isn't a single category where LeBron is better than MJ relative to his position, other than assists. So to sum up statistics,
But it isn't
whether
a small
comparing
forward or
traditional
shooting
stats
guard.
or analytics, and especially when judging these players in the context of the positions they played, Jordan has a noticeable edge over LeBron. As such, we have to give the check mark to Jordan.
Dang,
It's
bro.
respectable.
Okay. That man put every minute, bro.
Me.
Non-skippable Jude. That man living off this video.
And that takes us to the last category in our GOAT analysis, the eye test.
Okay.
And to be clear, by eye test, I don't mean which of these players is bigger, faster, or jumps higher. None of that is relevant unless we're having a track and field competition. And frankly, if physical measurables mattered, then George Murasan would be in the GOAT conversation. No, what I mean by the eye test is, if you sat an average basketball fan, not
Bro,
privileged
watch
to
out,
watching
Waters.
both LeBron and Jordan during their playing days. So unlike a lot of my fellow YouTubers, I haven't merely relied on highlight videos. Here's what my eyes told me when I saw Michael Jordan play, particularly during his playing days with the Chicago Bulls. He was the best offensive player in the game. He was arguably the best defensive player in the game. He had the best mid-range game. He was the best finisher at the rim. He had the best post-up game, which is incredible considering most players who dominated the post were big men.
Is he talking about me or Michael Jordan?
Bro, Michael Jordan, bro. What is you talking about, bro?
What? I'm just saying, like, it just sounded too familiar.
Mid-range game.
See?
He was the best finisher at the rim.
See?
He had the best post-up game, which is incredible considering most players who dominated the post were big men.
Right.
He was widely considered the most clutch player in the game. He was regarded by opponents as the fiercest competitor on the court. He was regarded by teammates as the hardest worker in practice.
What the
All said
freak?
and done, amongst the other stars of his generation, he was the greatest winner. Now, when you're playing against the elite of the elite athletes of the world, to be the best at any one of those things is pretty remarkable. But to be the best at all
Give me that bitch.
I
Damn!
tell you, it's impossible. But for the fact that we saw Michael Jordan do it. And when it comes to the GOAT debate, that's the biggest hurdle facing LeBron. He's basically being compared to a guy who was great at everything and practically had no weaknesses. Seriously, judging by the eye test, what's the worst thing we could say about Michael Jordan's game? Probably that he wasn't a very good three-point shooter.
He really
Jordan
was, though.
shot 33% from beyond the arc in an era when the average player also shot 33%. So when it came to three-point shooting, he wasn't good, he wasn't bad, he was just average. But remember that Michael played in an age when the three-point shot wasn't a big part of the game.
Right.
During
Okay,
Jordan's years,
yeah.
teams averaged only 9.5 three-point attempts per game, and
Damn.
Michael himself attempted less than 2 threes per game. And if being an average three-point shooter is a weakness of Michael's game, well, then we also have to call it a weakness of LeBron's game.
For sure.
The difference is that LeBron plays in an era where the three-point shot is a huge part of the game. During the years in which LeBron played, teams attempted on average over 21 threes per game.
Shoot.
And LeBron himself averaged 4.3 three-point attempts per game, or 2.5 times as many as Jordan. Despite the increased emphasis on threes, LeBron's career shooting percentage from beyond the arc
This
is
is
only
crazy.
a hair better
Yeah,
than
that's
Jordan.
crazy.
at
He did this for the
34%.
hoes, bro.
And it's actually slightly below his peers, who averaged 35% from three during his era. But to reiterate, being an average three-point shooter was by far the worst part of MJ's game. For LeBron, it's not even close. LeBron, in fact, has 4 major weaknesses as a basketball player, each of which is readily apparent to anyone who has actually watched him play. First, he's not a good free throw shooter. For his career, LeBron has shot around 73.5% from the free throw line, which is pretty poor for a player who handles the ball as much.
You should ask on 2K too.
In fact, many analysts point out that at the end of games, LeBron shies away from driving to the basket because he's afraid of being sent to the line. I don't know whether that's true, but what I do know is that the odds of LeBron hitting 2 consecutive free throws is statistically not much better than a coin flip. Jordan, on the other hand, shot a solid 83.5% from the free throw line during his career. And MJ never shied away from contact at the end of games. LeBron's second weakness is that he's an inconsistent defender. Sure.
No, I knew something was up. The people that was in the comments, they literally watched this video already.
They had to,
because I literally throughout the whole video they've said this thing, but in the shortest way possible.
So facts,
they made a summary of this, bro.
This is funny as bro. Okay. Let's see his defensive side. This,
Beat defensively.
This is a good defense right here.
By his numerous selections to the NBA's all-defensive team. But he's also had several years where he's practically been a liability on the defensive end. Compare that to MJ, who during his Bulls days was a consistently elite defender.
Hey.
In fact, Jordan is the only player to rank in the top 5 amongst all guards in both steals per game and blocks per game for his career.
Where's my name at?
Additionally, Michael led his position in defensive win shares practically every year that he played for the Bulls, an incredible 10 times. LeBron, comparatively, has led his position in defensive win shares on just 4 occasions, and in 5 of his last 7 seasons, he didn't even crack the top 10 at his position.
All right. I feel like LeBron's like he only good at like doing blocks and shit, that chase down shit. That's what you're known for, low key. The chase down.
He can get up.
Yeah, on God.
Now, some will excuse LeBron's recent fall-off on the defensive end as a byproduct of his resting on defense so that he can have more energy on offense. And
James Harden did that.
Of that strategy. But resting on defense is not something Michael Jordan was ever accused of doing. Heck, even as a 40-year-old, he was busting his tail on the defensive end. But what about the notion that LeBron's been the more versatile defender? LeBron supporters will argue that he can guard positions 1 through 5 on the court, such as when he guarded Derrick Rose for stretches in the 2011 playoffs.
That's crazy.
But LeBron's guarding the opposing team's point guard or center isn't something that happens very often. In fact, during his career, LeBron has spent less than 5% of his total minutes guarding the opposing player's 1 or 5. So the versatility argument is highly exaggerated.
Hey.
And look, when it comes to versatility, Hometown Buffet may have a more versatile menu than Spago. That doesn't make it a better restaurant. LeBron's third weakness is that he's not a very good shooter. And this is a pretty significant flaw for someone claiming to be the GOAT.
Bro, they literally, the people in the comments literally stole this video bar for bar, bro. I feel like I already watched the video, bro. They already told me this the other day. These exact same words.
Basketball. It's the part of the game that everyone practices, whether on the playground, at the YMCA, or in the NBA.
Okay, so he
Now, some people will contend that LeBron's actually a better shooter than Jordan because he has a better career field goal percentage. And yes, LeBron's career field goal percentage is 50.4% compared to Jordan's 49.7%. But recall what I said about placing stats into proper context. To help us understand context when it comes to shooting, allow me to introduce DeAndre Jordan and Tyson Chandler. We all know that DeAndre and Tyson were great rebounders and defenders. But what if I told you that they were also 2 of the greatest shooters of all time? That would be certifiably crazy. Yet if you look at all the shooting metrics, field goal percentage, effective field goal percentage, true shooting percentage, both of these guys rank near the top in NBA history. Of course, there's an obvious reason for that. As we all know, both DeAndre Jordan and Tyson Chandler take a lot of their shots.
Oh God!
Try to get free for
those.
As we all know, both DeAndre Jordan and Tyson Chandler take a lot of their shot attempts on dunks, layups, and putbacks, which are extremely high percentage shots. Well, guess what? So does LeBron James. In fact, every single year of his career, the shot that LeBron James has taken the most has been within 0 to 3 feet from the basket. In other words, dunks, layups, and putbacks. More than 1 of every 3 of LeBron's shots has been within this point-blank range. which is aided by his playing in an era where it's been relatively easy to get to the rim, particularly when compared to the physical
Yeah,
in which
that's
Jordan
facts
played.
though. That's actually
And
facts.
just like every other
But he
player,
do be getting
LeBron
fouled
is
though
really
too.
effective from 0 to 3 feet, hitting over 73% of these shots. But how does LeBron fare from outside this range? According to basketballreference.com, LeBron's shooting percentage from outside 3 feet is 37.5%. It's even poorer in the playoffs where he shoots 35.9%. And it gets even worse in close and late situations. In the last 2 minutes of games where the score is within 5 points, LeBron hits only 31.7% of his jumpers. Look, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that these numbers aren't very good, which is probably why in the 2013 finals, the Spurs' defensive strategy against the Heat was to basically dare LeBron James to shoot. And keep in mind, this was against LeBron in his prime. Can you imagine an opposing coach using a similar strategy against MJ? Now, LeBron actually credits the Spurs for forcing him to work on his jump shot, but it's not as if his results have gotten much better since then. Here's LeBron's shooting percentage from outside 3 feet over the last 6 years. Yikes. Well, given this, is consistent. For comparison, consider that in the last year of Michael Jordan's career, as an aging player on the Washington Wizards, Jordan shot close to 42% from outside 3 feet. While that's certainly not great, it means that even as a 40-year-old shell of his former self, Jordan was still a better shooter, a far better shooter than LeBron James. Unfortunately, Basketball Reference doesn't have advanced shooting metrics from Michael's Bulls days, when he was a significantly more efficient scorer, but few would argue that Michael was anything but a lethal jump shooter when he was wearing red and black. When it comes to shooting, all of us can recall practicing shots on the blacktop, counting down 3, 2, 1.
I always make it every time.
Shot at the rim.
Whoa, bruh, stop with these movie clips, bruh.
Actually, that's not entirely true. If you were playing against a countdown, it would be much, much worse. And And that gets me to the last major weakness of LeBron's game. His performance, or more accurately, lack of performance.
But then he shot that shot for that.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when people were praising LeBron for making a couple of buzzer beaters in the playoffs 2 years ago?
Crazy.
They used these stats to claim that LeBron was better in the clutch than Jordan. But look at these numbers carefully. What stands out to you? How about this? People were using a sample size of less than 1 shot per season to make the case that LeBron was more clutch than Jordan. That would be the equivalent of polling just 100 people in the country to try to predict the winner of the next presidential election. So let's use more telling stats, shall we? Here's a situation that's often used to determine a player's clutchness. 5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter or overtime, and your team needs a bucket to either win or tie the game. It answers the age-old question, who do you want taking the last shot with the game on the line?
Jordan, period.
It turns out that in the regular season and playoffs combined, LeBron has taken 94 such shots. That's a pretty good sample size. How many of those 94 shots has LeBron made? 19, for a shooting percentage of 20%. Let me repeat that. 20%. Guys, that's not bad in the clutch. That's atrocious. Michael Jordan in the same situation shot roughly 50%. Yes, that's right. Jordan's performance under pressure was the same.
Okay, so we can basically see Jordan better is clutcher than.
Yeah.
And that, my friends, is the definition of clutch. So there you go. When it comes to the eye test, our eyes tell us that one player, Michael Jordan, is great at everything and has practically no weaknesses. And the other player, LeBron James, while also having a ton of strengths, has several obvious flaws to his game. And when all is said and done, after analyzing the 5 key factors of being the GOAT, Jordan gets 4 check marks to LeBron's 1. Yeah. Making this GOAT debate, well, not much of a debate at all. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that LeBron James is a bad player. He's a phenomenal player. Personally, I have him on basketball's Mount Rushmore, along with Jordan, Kareem, Wilt Chamberlain, and Bill Russell. He's just not Michael.
Where am I at?
And just to underscore how good MJ was, let's ignore LeBron and Jordan for a minute and focus on the other 3 players highlighted here, Kareem, Wilt, and Bill Russell. Most would agree that these are the 3 greatest centers in NBA history, And each of them has a strong case to justify his standing among basketball royalty. Wilt is an all-time great because he was an offensive force of nature, and he holds a ton of NBA records. Russell is in the conversation because he was a dominant defender and a perennial champion. Kareem also led his team to numerous titles, and in terms of individual awards and accolades, was the most decorated of the three. Not to mention, he had the NBA's most unguardable shot. Now imagine a center that had all the best qualities from these three titans. A player like that would be the basketball equivalent of Thanos. Now add to that player the highest level of intangible attributes, such as a tireless work ethic, unmatched killer instinct, and an ability to deliver in the clutch.
Kind of like me.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they might as well just put my face.
me.
They might as well put my face.
Me, bro. What are you talking about, bro? He put me on here. But he just edited this in last second.
But people say I look like Thanos, so like,
get out.
With
Get the
all
fuck
of the
out. What the
Infinity
hell you talking about?
Stones. And no one would question whether this player was the greatest.
Like, bro, I literally dunked the ball on somebody with the Infinity Gauntlet on my hand. I dunked it with the ball in my hand like this and dunked it with all the Infinity Stones too. By the way,
But the truth is, we don't have to imagine such a player. That player already existed. He just happened to be a shooting guard, not a center. When you think about it, Michael Jordan is the real-life version of an overpowered video game character. He had all the qualities we look for in a superstar athlete, and he had it in spades.
What 2K is this?
It gotta be 2K14 something.
Babe Ruth played defense like Willie Mays. And that's why, even in comparison to the other all-time greats, he is truly in a class of his own. Simply put, he's the GOAT.
Whoa, okay. Now we can just watch this whole thing because.
Hey.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Ooh! What the fuck?
Give me that.
I ain't never seen that one highlight. We just. You seen this hoe?
Shit.
I'm extended. Try hard, bro. Oh, you see?
Damn. Damn.
Damn. This is my type of shot right here. I remember doing that, but I kept going up though. I couldn't go down. They had at the end of the game, they had to pull me down. They had to use like some type of machine to pull me down, bro. At the end of the game, after I won all the hoes around the court, all the hoes started twerking on me and shit.
Okay, guys.
The hoes held me down. All right,
Watch out, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. So the debate is over, bro.
This is over. I mean, I was telling LeBron. Jordan's the GOAT, okay? He has no weaknesses, guys.
Yeah, bro.
But
this was a good-ass video. I ain't gonna lie.
Y'all could have just told us to watch this video specifically. y'all didn't have to, like, say exactly what he said to me. Like, y'all could just say, watch the video and don't say nothing.
Oh, God. They want me. You good?
I'm gonna bust my ass.
They want to make a statement right then and there.
Right then and there, but I understand Jordan's the GOAT. He has no weaknesses.
Yeah, bro.
Well, LeBron, next up, nigga.
How many years do you think LeBron got though left? Or is he serious?
He got 5. He got at least 5.
I think he got at least 2 years.
3 to 5 more years.
But he gonna try to play with Bronny, so yeah.
Yeah, but that's not even the next 3 years. His last year probably gonna be when Bronny get in the NBA.
Yeah, honestly.
Probably
after I dunk on him. But anyway, y'all, that's it in the video, y'all know what I'm saying. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Subscribe to the F-List Twins. Comment out my videos I want to see us react to, bro. We out this bit.
Belly trucks with semi-suck, La Harlem turn the city up. Be wild and don't get any fucks. We block stars, they